Many moons ago, I tried scaling the popular character Himawari Uzumaki. But now you see, that video is very outdated, alright? I mean, it's not my peakest of scientific usage. I could have done better. So I'm gonna do a rescaling because you know what better do I have to do? So yeah, I'm at Mr.Feedlestick am gonna repower scale Himawari Uzumaki two blue vortex. Do it. We're gonna do it. Himawari Samantha Uzumaki, everyone's favorite daughter of the 7th Hokage, Naruto. Or Naruto, depending on how based you are. Now, we know that before the time skip, she was quite skilled in some shuriken jutsu. And she apparently awakened the Byakugan, which is something that was never done before. And that she one-shot Naruto and Kurama, but we'll get on that later. But when two blue vortex rolled around, guess what? She got a tailed beast inside her. Not only that, she is one herself. How the hell does that work? Well, guess they took turns on Anada. What did I say? But yeah, Himawari seems to be a very skilled fighter in two blue vortex, but she doesn't seem quite ready for a full-on fight. Because, as seen with Jura, she got her shit rocked, which is pretty not good. Not good. Well, but regeneration shit. So, now, unlike Naruto, Hima just kind of had the ability to make tailed beast bombs or Bijudama. Why? Ikimoto just didn't want to spend time on that. Either that, or that's just what being a perfect Jinchuriki is like. I mean, when you are basically tailed beast yourself, I mean, yeah. But to tell you just how insane this is, this Bijudama that Himawari made would have had a yield of 30 kilotons of TNT. Now, it's not the strongest tailed beast bomb we've seen. But, since she's, a beginner, it's not that strong. Alright, the strongest we've seen were like thousands of times stronger than a Sarabamba. But she's still basically producing tactical nukes out of her mouth. Name one person who can do that. And then another thing she did upon, awakening Kurama, is when she punched Jura after, breaking the wooden binds. Now, this doesn't sound all that impressive, but, to do that, you need 400 tons of force. But to give you the equivalent to that, that is 747 loaded Boeing airplanes striking a singular point at terminal velocity. You know how many 9/11s that is? It's a lot of 9/11s. Alright? Osama bin Laden can't even do that. Alright? That's why he only had two, well, not two. But you get the point. So even without using a Bijudama, which would pretty much destroy Konoha. Yeah, that's pronunciation. She can, output destruction far worse than 9/11. But now let's get to her healing abilities. That's where it's really damn good. Or like, yeah, maybe you can shoot tactical nukes out of your mouth, but what good is that when you can't survive what you're fighting? And Himawari is practically immortal. All right. Now, you see, normal Jinchurikis do regenerate, but you see, they are still limited by a mortal body, made of flesh and bones, right? Alright, so, the chakra has to act as, let's think of it as like a boost of regular human mitosis, which, allows you to regenerate and stuff. Right, speeds up the cell division process. But now, Himawari, it's basically confirmed that she is a tailed beast herself. And what are tailed beasts? Chakra. So, any damage done to her body basically recollects as chakra. then boom, she heals. At least that's how I think it works. You know, that's not an app. I mean, like, that's basically how tailed beasts heal. Because, you know, they don't have cells in a normal sense. And neither would Himawari, if she is one. How the heck did they not know that she was a fucking tailed beast all through her childhood? Who fucking knows? I feel like I would know this. They should drop a flashback, like, chapter where Himawari scrapes her knees and, like, regenerates. That would be pretty cool, right? Would it? No, it wouldn't. She can also, like, heal other people too, like Enojin. He got Rengoku'd, and then she just fucking heals the entire hole. So she can heal pretty much. That's like a fatal wound. Like, any normal person in real life would die. Like, you can't come back from that. Yeah, no, not even. I mean, Tsunade probably could. I mean, you know, not like it's not survivable. Okay, you know, she just healed it, so she has god tier regeneration and healing ability, the best of any kind, I'd have to say. And of course, another female character is gonna be a medic. Let's hope she gets a Tensei on at least. Now, Mr.Feedlestick, you might say that, hey, that's not that strong. But now, let me really tell you just how insane a Bijudama from Himawari would be, alright? So now remember how I said there was 30 kilotons of TNT? Right, that's sealed. Let's think about Hiroshima, alright? The little boy, which was the bomb that they dropped on Hiroshima, had a yield of 15 kilotons of TNT, alright? It killed over 166,000 people and basically destroyed every building in a 5-mile radius. Now keep in mind, that was only with a 15 kiloton yield. Alright? 15 kilotons did all of that. And Himawari has about 2 times that amount. And then look at the regeneration. Alright, now, we may have not seen the full extent of it, alright? But now, we know about tailed beasts, you know, and what Jura said. It's pretty safe to say that you can't really kill Himawari by normal means. I mean, like, how do you kill something made of energy? In order to do that, you have to destroy energy. I mean, yeah, you know, it's not say that, oh yeah, Himawari is immortal. You know, it's not said. It's not like, I mean, we don't, I mean, I think we might. I don't, I mean, maybe I'm stretching it. But, you know, I feel like you just can't kill her by no means. I mean, like, you can decapitate her, you can cut her apart, you can bisect her. I feel she would regenerate. You know, well, that's what we see tailed beasts do. You know, they have fast regeneration, alright? And that's what we see with the Senju, you know, they have pretty good regeneration. And Himawari's whole entire fight with Jura. Now, Jura obviously scales above Code, who is...
You make it now?
Anyways, yep, you know, Jura scales above Code, who is constantly said to be stronger than Ishiki. Even though it's probably not true, because, well, he's gonna beat up by everyone. And a literal... He's probably gonna get beaten by a literal child. He's already got beaten by a child. So, yeah. But alas, that's what the series says, so I guess I gotta agree with it. And if Jura is stronger than Code, and Code is stronger than Ishiki, then Himawari at least has moves that can, you know, send threats like Jura and Ishiki flying. You know, that punch just sent like 9/11. And you know, Ishiki is probably some of the strongest Otsutsuki we've seen. Like, strongest. But you know, he's old news now. dead. And yeah. But now I have to talk about it. I have to talk about the Byakugan and speed. Most importantly, the Byakugan. So, guess I'll get into that. Alright, so the reason why I don't really want to talk about this feat, because it just feels very weird. Because, like, we almost have no mention of the Byakugan. Yeah, well, at least for Himawari using it in 2 Blue Vortex, which is, I just hope that she's just holding it back, because, please, she needs something besides being a healer. And yeah, she's Tailwind, but come on, give her the Byakugan. And the Naruto punch feat, that's it's it's not hard to scale, but it's hardly mentioned. It's probably, cause you see, it is canon, all right. It's never brought up, so I feel like it may have just been a joke, but I don't like that at the same time, because that proves Himawari's strong, and we like that because she's our favorite character. But like I said, it's not brought up a lot. So is this a feat that I should count as your scaling? Now a lot of people would say yes, but with all the weird what's canon, what's not in Boruto, like the Jogan or that cat thing Sumire has, this could be one of them. I wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. Until we see it get relevant again, we won't know. Unless, of course, there's like some canon piece of material besides Samoba itself that proves it's canon. But her having the Byakugan isn't the weirdest thing. And after all, her mother is Hinata. Why do I keep on saying Hinata? I don't know. Oh, and I'm pretty sure we do see her use some gentle fist techniques. I could be wrong, I get all my information from NC Hammer videos, so I have to look at the mangas themselves. Well, not mostly the chapter itself to figure out what I had to read, guys. I had to read, but if she does have the Byakugan, which I hope she does, that gives her a 360-degree field of vision, right? And that allows her to see chakra signatures, your chakra points, the whole entire circulatory system of chakra. Because, ninjas have that, even though they've only had it for like a couple thousand years. Was it 100 years? I don't fucking remember. Because then it would have been prehistoric back then. Yeah. How the heck did they evolve at that? I don't know, creation of all things, jutsu, I guess. Evolution doesn't matter, I guess. Yeah, so, she can transfer her chakra into your chakra pool. Shutting them down, we're gonna get more chakra. We don't really see that part a lot, though, so, mainly shutting down your chakra system. And that she can see through walls, which is pretty damn neat, because hiding's overrated. But her most insane feat, if canon, with the Byakugan, is her one-shotting Naruto and Kurama. Now, let's look at Naruto's durability. It's moon level, right? We know that from the last. But here's the catch. Durability does not really apply with this gentle fist technique, because the gentle fist doesn't, it's not like, very strong punch. No, it's more so of just transferring your chakra into other people to, shut down their chakra system. Chakra circle, I forgot. I'm gonna call it chakra system now, alright? right? So Himawari's punch is not insane because she did like a moon level attack. It's insane because of the likely chakra reserve she had as a child. Because in order to do that to both Naruto and Kurama with one hit, you would need chakra levels on par with him. I mean, like, to knock out Kurama as well, maybe I'm thinking about this wrong, but you need chakra on par with a tailed beast to do that. To, shut down a tailed beast chakra circulatory system. If they even have one, because, they are chakra. And she did that with one punch when she was like, what, 4 years old? 6? However long ago that was. It was when Naruto was becoming Hokage. I know that. How old? I know she's 10 years old in Boruto Part 1, but who knows? Who's? And guess what? If she had that much chakra at just that age, she was practically a Kisame of the Uzumaki. Well, it seems wrong to say considering how, I mean, I don't think they all could do that in Naruto with one punch if they had the Byakugan. But then again, you don't really need the Byakugan to transfer chakra into other people's chakra points, which, if you really think about it, it is a useless genjutsu unless, of course, you want to see it through walls or have 360 vision. So yeah, not that useful. But yeah, you need a large amount of chakra reserves and a lot of chakra control to be able to do that. And she was like 4 or 6. So she was already overpowered as a child. And that's pretty powerful. Pretty powerful. I didn't brush my hair. I didn't. Now let's get on speed, the final of the power scheme. Because speed, it's very overpowered. That's why almost all fictional characters are fast as fuck. Because you're nothing without speed. Calculating the speed was actually very difficult because I tried looking at sources first, and a lot of them say that she was FTL plus, which might seem right as first, but those mainly come from the battle between her and Jura. But now they only say she's FTL plus. It's because Jura, is vastly stronger than Naruto and Sasuke who are FTL plus, but he's not always going to be battling at the speed of light. He was testing Himawari. Like, yeah, if he wanted to see how fast she can act, he would, do that. And, it seems right, but like, we don't know how fast he was actually attacking. And we can't just call that the speed of light because faster than light because, he is stronger than Naruto and Sasuke who are both FTL. No, we can't. So I don't think it's not impossible for her to be. She's definitely going to get there, but, like, we don't have an FTL feat. And I can't. How would you even determine that, How would you determine his fist moving with faster than light speeds? Come on. Alright. So I had to do my own calculations. Alright, I had to use my math. And I'm gonna say Mach 1000. Alright, mainly because she's seen, on par with Cho speed, which I capped at, Mach 1000, which is 1000 times the speed of sound. But this is just don't quote me on this. I don't, cause like calculating the speed is very hard, right? Because not all characters are moving at their fastest. But why I don't really like the power scaling system that a lot of people use. Like, they usually just say, oh yeah, this character can do that, so this character's seen doing this, and then they automatically scale that. Because like these characters are not always moving at their strongest or always at their strongest durability or strength and stuff. You know, that's why a lot of sources say that she's FTL. I mean, I don't. I can believe that she's stronger than 911, and as a 30 kiloton Bijudama. You know, I did those calculations myself, so yeah. Okay, you know, Mach 1000, that's pretty fast. That I could no, it's not fast enough to burn. It might. It might. I think it might. Because Mach 1000 is pretty fast, and you're gonna be bumping into a lot of air molecules at that speed, which would, you know, turn into burning plasma. But that's she's not Omni-Man, so I'm not gonna go deep into that. But you know, yeah, that's not really an absolute scale for her speed, because she could just be subsonic, which is, you know, at least 120 miles per hour, which is not really subsonic, but you know. Oh, because, like, you know, remember, characters are not just going at their full maximum speed all the time. Alright, so like, that's why scaling this is so hard, because I can't. The manga pet, because this, I can't. They don't cross a large amount of distance, or at least show us a large amount of distance being crossed for me to truly, you know, get the time frames or the exact distance crossed in such a short amount of time. Like, they don't. Well, yeah, obviously they're not going to do that, right? They have a story to tell. They don't care about the traveling process. But you know, I don't have time frames. It's like the Denji Man and the American flag spear. We don't have a time frame. You know, we know it's fast. We don't know how fast. Actually, we can't even say that she's ever moving superhumanly fast. She could be moving at a mere 27 miles per hour. Or maybe she's moving 90 miles. I don't know. I can't calculate the fucking speed. Right? And I'm not going to say Jura was attacking her with a light speed attacks. No. Well, I mean, like, we know how fast fucking no. But yeah, you know, that's what I'm gonna do for speed, at least subsonic or Mach 1000. If you want to assume, if you want to assume Chojo was running at max speed with Himawari, then Mach 1000. If not, subsonic or 120 miles per hour. Cause I don't know how to calculate the fucking speed. And she doesn't have any speed feats in the anime that I could use. Cause, you know, she's 10 years old in the anime currently. So I can't. So I have to wait for the anime to come out to truly see that distance for TBV. Yeah, but you know, don't just think that a character's always using their absolute stats for things like moving, or durability, or strength. Because, you know, they're not. They're just not. That's why we have terrible power scaling, like the power scaling wiki. I don't like it. I don't like power scaling. I only use things like island or large island level because, well, you need a comparison for how strong something is. And yeah, that's the final thing. Right, what is Himawari's power level? Well, it is city level. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you might have thought that she would be stronger. But you know, all of her strongest things are, well, with her AP. Which is, you know, city level. Right? So, you know, Jura was really holding it back. I mean, even with her regeneration, she stood no chance against Jura. She just didn't. Alright? But, like, the maximum amount of damage that she can make is just 30 kilotons of TNT. Unless, of course, you have a way to, I don't know, quantify that Tail Beast Bomb stronger than what it was. If so, then she might be. I mean, if that was a standard Kurama Tailed Beast Ball, Bijudama, which, you know, Naruto used, and he used himself, it would scale thousands of times stronger than a Sarabama. But I don't think it did because, well, she just learned it, so it's not gonna be that strong. And, yeah, she's pretty fast, but, depending on what speed you think is, canon for her. I just know that's not light speed, because then, well, she can speed blitz you into oblivion. And I know how to scale it, but I don't have the proper data to scale it. So yeah, city level and durability / regeneration, immortal, speed at least subsonic or hypersonic. Who knows? I'm just gonna go with subsonic. It seems right. Yeah, subsonic speeds. It's still gonna be 120 miles per hour, but that's a bit too low. So yeah, that's me rescaling Himawari Uzumaki properly this time, right out of my weird scaling back. I don't know what I was doing back then, but I was young back then. About a few months old, a few months younger than I am today. I'm gonna tag NCMer in this. We're gonna see if you watch this. I'll react to his reaction anyway.